What's going on, everyone? I know we're all just sitting here staring at each other, like, just waiting.
Is it time?
Is it go time?
Every time I do this, I think of the turtle guy, the from Master of Disguise.
Turtle. Are you turtly enough to be part of the Turtle Club? What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday.
Hi,
we
friends.
Are so excited to see you all here chit-chatting along. I should probably pull up the chat since, Rob's not.
I have it to look at so that I can see as people get us things.
Perfect.
And there's so many friends
everyone
in the chat.
There are there's so many people here already. Welcome
so good
on
to
in.
See everybody.
It really is.
Yeah.
As you can see, one of these frames is not like the other because they are traveling. Surprise there. But yeah, if we run into some sound issues here and there, it just bear with us. He's traveling, reception, internet, weird stuff. But we'll let Rob go through some announcements, and then we will jump into our recap by Scinn this week.
Announcements are that I cannot see the Twitch activity feed from my phone that has running Discord right now. So if I'm unable to shout people out very well.
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Aw, shoot. How about now?
We heard that. Yeah.
All right. I have a finicky push to talk button so you don't have to hear every little thing that happens in this vehicle. I will shout out people who recently followed on Friday's stream, which is still going to be our community stream.
Yeah.
That Maddie and I are going to
I
play
have made
with people in
a
the
costume for it, so get ready.
I'm so ready.
I'm very excited for this one. Maddie's going to do great. I'm also going to be there. Some of you are going to be there. And speaking of places where some of us are going to be, 3 of the 5 faces on this stream are going to be at C2V2 this weekend.
Woo! It's not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Oh.
It's me.
It's all 3 of Tyler's faces. That's it.
All 3 of them.
The secret with the 3-day cons, and there's 3 costumes coming. I got a secret costume coming out Friday. Be running around the booth at, and if you watch any of our streams, you might recognize it. So.
I got to see a preview, and it looks really good.
Maddie says it nicely. Maddie says she got a preview and said it was me being like, guys, look at this, and it's me standing in the mirror like, to access my phone. I'm there just like.
Everyone is going to be very impressed and excited by it, so
I'm always impressed by
keep
all
an
of you
eye
guys,
on Ty's socials so you can see it as soon as possible on Friday.
True.
Probably gonna get a video too of just me bothering everybody, because that's what all my characters do is bother everybody. So I'm gonna be bothering the table.
Rob's like, yay.
I don't know if we'll be at the same booth. We have a lot of booths at this show.
I heard there were more purchased. So
we will be at 3 locations on the show floor, taking up 12 booths, 12 10x10 booths. We will be everywhere.
Cow.
If you don't find us at C2V2, you didn't come to the exhibition hall.
I don't think Icy is here, unfortunately, but because I see questions about, yes, Vexy is here. The serotonin potato, as Icy calls her, is here.
Serotonin potato?
Serotonin potato. I call her the chaos potato, but,
I love her.
Funny, that's what we call you.
Yeah. He's a tiny potato. He's a tater tot.
Oh my god, so there's a new comic shop that opened up the street for me called Tater Tot Comic Shop. Sidebar there, but
we'll let this announcements get finished. Sorry.
Oh yes.
Well, I think that's basically it. We missed Monday night stream, but should be back this coming Monday. I owe people shout outs on this coming Friday, which will be a community stream, and we're at C2E2 this weekend. We'll be coming up to Boston Fan Expo the week after that. Stay tuned for more as the story develops.
Thank you, Rob. And tune in next time for sports after this commercial break.
Did have a professor when I was doing film classes that would always come in and be like, all right, sports fans, let's get going. And I'm like, do you know who you're talking to?
But yeah, so are you guys ready to jump into this? Is Scinn ready to recap us? Because we left off at a pretty interesting point in the story. So I'm excited to see where tonight leads.
That's right, we did. Oh my god. Stuff happened last week, guys. I'm gonna tell you right now, stuff happened. But, like, we did break up for once. We all stayed in one place. And, like... So here's the deal. We broke into the kitchen. And we had a girl who tried to throw a potato, but not the chaos potato, just a normal potato, at Cheshire. It wasn't. We stopped her, and Sawyer thought that it was a kiwi. Don't know where that came. I really don't understand how she doesn't understand a spud that's starchy from a fruit, but it's, you know, it's fine.
It's called a callback from the episode 1.
But that means you didn't know it in episode 1. God, Sawyer, get your shit together.
Sorry.
God. But yeah, we broke into the kitchen, we got this girl freed, and we met a guy named Bluebeard who I still think doesn't know what he's doing, but, like, after a while, we just had to let him go. Like, we had to give him some weapons and tell him to go to the kids that are out in the woods, because there's kids out in the woods, and he's freaking out that we put the kids out in the woods, and I think he just wants to go hide where the granny is. And anyway, following that, we found another room that had, like, it was like a study, and it had, like, a bunch of things made out of human bones, which it's a look. Let me tell you, it's a look. Anyway, there was also a bunch of weird children's books that I had to read, which means I just sat at the table and just read my little eyes off while everybody else got to take all the cool things, like Wick found a frog and some other stuff that we're not sure what's going to happen to Wick, but Wick might die. Wick might die. I'm going to be honest. Wick might die. I hope not, because he's my little man now. I'm teaching him the ways of chaos. But eventually Cheshire went upstairs into what looked like a bedroom, and there was a tiny dollhouse and a wand, and he was investigating the wand, but I took the time to make myself itty-bitty, and I went into the house. Now I have a beard, and I think an old lady's coming to shank me.
Yay!
That was pretty accurate, not gonna lie. So, anyway, as we ended last week, Cheshire and Scinn are upstairs, Scinn being inside the tiny, ugly, rotten out dollhouse. Scinn is, I forget what he was actually doing, but he was standing in the room with his new rod that he acquired, and we have Sawyer and Wick. Names are really hard today, guys.
Wow, rude.
The two smart ones of the group.
The
and
smart ones of the group, I
us.
forgot. You guys are downstairs in the study still. There's no
Are we
room.
still making, like, strongman poses?
I think so.
I think we were posing in the mirror, yeah.
Yeah, you're checking out that mirror. In this bedroom, everything is very ornate. Not ornate. Clean, tidy, tall vaulted ceilings. And we ended as Scinn was yelling out the window, telling Cheshire to check out his new wand. And there was all of a sudden a click, click, click sound, and starting to be some creaking of what sounds like floorboards.
Yeah, man, the old lady's coming to shank me.
Scinn's gonna lean out the window and be like,
I don't think we're alone in here. I know, Chester, don't worry. I know how to fix this. Just... Sawyer!
like this high-pitched little squeak of a Sawyer
Say, what is the volume on that?
gonna
So
like sneak out the door. Yeah.
downstairs, Sawyer's like showing Wick how to like properly like show off our muscles, and then suddenly, almost like when a dog hears something, Sawyer just goes, "Say it."
Wick imitates this.
Quick, Wick, we're needed upstairs. Onward. And I
I
grab
like
your
to
little
think-
hand,
I
and
like to
we'll
think
go
there was a
upstairs.
pause there, like, and that Sawyer looks and then Wick is just like
It's like,
So,
oh, this is what we're doing? Okay.
Let us go up the stairs.
he sees her come into the room.
Scien's gonna be like, Sawyer, two things. Got my sick beard. Made out of feathers. I don't know where it came from. Also, there's an old lady in here. I think she's gonna stab my kidneys.
Okay, first of all, the feather beard looks great. But
You look
secondly,
like me now.
yeah, you like Wick with all his little fluffs.
I am.
But also, if the old lady's in there, how do we get small to get inside there? Because
I
like
don't-
you do it with the magic, but I can't do
So, like,
that.
So, like, here's my thought. She's probably gonna hear me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to quietly tell a plan. But here's my thought. I can come out of it, like, out of the house. We just, like, drop a giant rock on the house.
Okay, yeah. I'll look around the room for heavy things.
Yeah, I'll stay in
If we
here
set the
because
rocket on fire and then drop
that
it.
sounds. Heck yeah, I love my fire. I love me some
I
good
was going
fire.
to say, how did fire not come up? It loves fire.
All right.
Because I'll stay in here and keep her distracted if I need to.
When you hear me say, "Oh, I found a heavy thing," that's when you can come out. That'll be the code word. And Sawyer is gonna look around the room for something of reasonable weight to crunch this musty old dollhouse.
Okay.
Cian's gonna turn around in the dollhouse in the window, and all of you can see him like lean against the wall, doing like the Nacho Libre, like the.
In the room that you're in, you see there's a couple shelves.
Okay.
On one side of the room, there's what looks like a cradle that has green painted dragons along the outside of it. You do see another door in the room, kind of opposite of where the stairs come up.
Okay.
And there's some items that, I mean, could have some weight to them, just kind of stacked up on the shelves, just depending on what you're kind of looking for.
So Sawyer kind of glances around the room, goes, "Yeah, I don't know if any of this is gonna work."
What
Wick,
if we use a few things? What if we, like, jack a bunch of very heavy books and we
Yeah,
set those books
yeah.
on fire and just smash the house?
yeah, and then once it's all burnt up, I can stomp on it too.
Yes.
This is foolproof. I'll grab some of the bigger books off the shelves.
Okay.
I found a heavy thing.
You just hear like almost like a fly that starts buzzing, and then eventually it's just like. And it's like coming out. It's coming out the window.
As you're trying to go out the window, you realize that you can't really make it out the window. Like there's something holding you back.
Oh gosh,
Okay,
she's
we're
got a
ready
magical hold on
crush and burn the thing now.
She's got a
Just come out
magical hold.
anytime.
She's got a magical hold on my kidneys. I can't go anywhere. What do I do?
Wick's gonna, like, go over and try to, like, grab his tiny little hands and, like, help
Like
pull
it's
him.
like,
Oh,
it's like a
no.
little Barbie. It's just.
Teamwork.
Maybe
See-
there's some.
see it?
Maybe
Are
there's
you
some butter in the kitchen. Maybe my butt's too big. Let me just go see if there's butter in the kitchen. I got it. Don't worry. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Are you just stuck because your hips don't lie, or is it like because the window's
Wait.
pretty big?
I mean, I wish I was Shakira. I really do, because Shakira's like, I mean, she's got some things going on right now, but Shakira, No, I don't know what. I don't know why I'm stuck.
No, Palasha.
I
Still,
can't.
yes.
Get Palasha's hips also did not lie. But I can't get out of here. It's like I'm stuck.
Uh,
I don't know what to do.
That's a problem. Can you not magic your way out? Can you not like grow your way out?
I mean, I could grow and break the whole house. Maybe
I don't like the house. Do we need the house? We should break the house.
This may. If I like squish myself, guys, like just know I did it for you. I'm gonna.
Oh.
I'm
Should
gonna.
we
like,
smash that? Well,
I'm gonna start undoing, reduce, and enlarge. So probably more than likely, we're just gonna see 2 feet sticking out of this window instead of actually what we are accomplishing. But
Oh no.
that's what I'm gonna do.
So you're definitely like squished up, like you've expanded basically, we'll say, to the size of the room, and you've kind of hit that barrier essentially.
Yeah.
While you're doing this,
He's like shoved up, growing against the wall. As gross as this is, he's like shoved up against the wall like Akira. I don't think this is working. Oh no, this isn't doing it. This isn't. I can't. Oh
That
god.
was a bad idea. Oh no. I can't even squish it now because you're really big in there. Can I just try and like pull off the roof?
yeah, you can try.
Just brute strength it?
Yeah, just roll me a strength check. While this is going
Careful,
on,
you might get stuck too.
Cien here.
She like
The
already
rest
has
of
her
you-
hand on it.
The rest of you don't hear it, but Cien hears this clicking noise getting speeding up at a more regular pace.
Oh no.
Rob, I got a nat 20 with my dragon dice
the dragon.
to rip off the roof
To rip
of
off
the
the
dollhouse.
roof?
Yeah.
Let me take a look at this dollhouse and see.
Listen, I'm really strong, so you know. It's just
You're the
like
strongest.
it's like ripping a piece of paper, really. Like
I like
Look
to
at me.
imagine that looking out from the windows with like squished against the walls and all that stuff. It kind of looks like those disturbing Brat style heads.
Oh no.
It's just like there.
So as you try and grab the roof of this dollhouse and you start to rip it, you happen to grab the moldy section of the house, and your hand kind of slips off, and you have shrunk down to dollhouse size.
So yeah, where did you go?
I don't know, everything's really big now. Oh, see, and you're actually really big now too.
I hate to tell you this, but I don't think we got bigger.
But then what else is the problem? There's no way
Hold on there.
Oh. I shrunk.
Oh, so that means all the
Yes.
heaviest things are shrunk too.
Oh no. I look next to me and there's a pile of books that are small now. Well, I'm here. I guess I'll start investigating around the dollhouse then.
Okay, are you going in or what?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go in. I'll join Cian in there even though he's squished.
in the
Okay.
living room. But yeah, when you get in, you just hear him go,
I can't feel my toes. I'm just give me a sec.
and he starts like he's gonna. Even though I used all my sorcery points for more spell slots, I'm gonna have to once again reduce and enlarge. Just like
Wait,
Make
Cian,
myself
try
tiny.
touching the mold. Try touching the mold.
I'm touching everything.
like he'll try to slide a hand to where there might be some mold. Just I'll try it first.
Looking at this picture, oddly enough, there is a abundance of mold there, and you
Oh,
seem
good.
to shrink down in size.
Oh thank God, that's so much better.
But
Yeah,
I would say you shrank down in size, but we'll say doll sized because you're the same size as Sawyer.
Oh God, it's the two of them in there, just like
Just We're just ready to go. Let's see what we can do in here, Cian.
Meanwhile, Cian's on the couch, like the little doll couch, like hunched up in the corner, like pointing at you, like.
Yeah, still got my beard. We're good. All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Wick is gonna take a moment to look around the room to see if there's like a potion that reverses the shrinking.
That's why Wick's the smart one of the group.
Wick is
the actual smart one. Yeah.
Were you sleepy?
Yes, I am. Thank you for asking.
You too, but
Oh, hi, Pippin.
you woke up. Okay.
Aw,
Did you hear thunder and are you scared? You look like you're scared.
that's not the book I wanted to look at.
Oh wow, that was a yawn. Oh my goodness.
Come here.
That
Come
was
here,
a
you
whole
booger.
yawn.
Booger.
Sawyer is definitely a very cute Barbie doll, by the way. When we're
Yeah,
down
she
in this
looks-
doll size,
She looks like a
she's-
proper, like, pretty little Barbie doll, whereas CN probably looks like one of those, like, generic, weird ones that where the eyes, like, stamped over here.
She's got her little hat and she's got her little vest.
She's like a little skipper doll.
Yeah,
Um,
with the like extra joints so she can do her kicks and her
Yeah.
punches. There's a button on the back and she goes, "Ho."
Yeah.
go
You
ahead
pull
and
a
roll
string
me
on her back.
a investigation for looking for a potion.
Okay, there. Oh shit! That's a natural 20!
Oh,
You guys are rolling hot tonight.
look at us go!
Oddly enough, you look over on one of the bookshelves and there is a potion on the shelf.
Does it say what potion it is?
It doesn't. It looks like it has a
Okay.
mushroom inside of it.
Oh, don't make
Okay,
me
but is
laugh.
it one of those Super Mario looking mushrooms?
It just looks like a mushroom.
Is it like
Bacon
I'm
made
assuming
of-
there's liquid inside. Like,
There is a liquid and there is a red mushroom inside with white dots.
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, that could be like death, or
It could be.
Wick tries. All right, so
Eaten
Wick's
a lot
gonna
of mushrooms today. Don't worry about it.
open the bottle and try just like a like just dap a little on his fingertip and like. I die.
You don't die.
Yay!
At first, nothing
Yes.
appears to happen. It doesn't have a
Oh,
taste.
no.
It doesn't have an odor. And then all of a sudden, you become a huge size.
Oh,
You are a massive Kenku right
that's a big
now.
birdie.
Oh no!
Alright.
Wick is now Big Bird from Sesame Street.
Wick just looks down and is like, "Oh, is that his new?"
Can everyone just please stay the same size for 5 minutes?
Oh, would you like some?
I would not know.
Do it, do it.
You just hear that chant coming from the house.
To the members inside the house, you hear that steady, fairly quick-paced, like clicking noise, and the creaking of what sounds like the floorboards is definitely upstairs, and it's coming towards the stairs like it's gonna move out.
We ambush her. We just run up and just punch her.
Yeah.
I assume you mean yes to punch her. So we'll just.
I pull out my big staff and I'm just like,
It looks like a toothpick now.
Yeah.
boy, still big for me. ready.
All right. Let's do this. I gotta be fully honest in case something goes wrong. It's really weird to look you like directly in the eye right now. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, it's very unusual. I'm still like when I hear your voice, I'm prepared to look like down or up because like sometimes you're floating.
Yeah, like my neck muscles are trained to always do this.
Yeah.
And it feels like it hurts to look down anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Go.
About that time that you guys have developed your little ambush plan, you hear a little friendly granny voice coming from the stoplight. She's come to the edge of the stairs, like, "Oh, hello there, children. Are you here for are you here for cookies?"
Slayer, puncher. She's offering us. She's trying to roofie us.
Yeah, I smack her. I smack her with the staff.
Okay.
Mid-sentence. She doesn't even get to finish.
Okay. I'll have both of you go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, that's a natural 20 on initiative.
No way.
That's a worthless use of it, so that makes it 22.
Yeah, I got a 21. So.
Is that 3 in a row for us tonight? Everybody but me has rolled one. Now I don't want to roll.
Okay, so what did you guys get for initiative?
22.
21.
Okay, so
Hey.
it'll be Scinn and then Sawyer.
Shout out to
but
having the alert feat. Give me all that extra.
We'll give Sawyer a surprise attack since you did it mid-sentence.
Yeah, you will.
So go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay. That is a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Yes. Okay, let's roll some damage. 7 force damage. Yeah, bludgeoning. 7 bludgeoning damage.
I can't track this in a notepad. I have to get a calculator out.
Yeah, you get that calculator out. You gotta do some maths.
Rob, you were given an inspiration for Cheshire.
Ooh, yay! Thank you.
I'm keeping track on the chats. So.
Okay, so that'll bring us to Scinn.
Okay, I'm gonna do something. Even though I got some good high-level spells, think this is gonna be a better use of it because Sawyer usually does pretty good. Scinn's gonna let out a very loud shriek. She comes around when he's saying hit her, Sawyer, all that kind of stuff, and as you're hitting her, you hear from behind you him go, and you feel him tap your shoulder. I'm gonna put haste on you.
Ooh. What does haste do?
Is you choose a willing creature that you can see within range until the spell ends, and it's concentration for a minute. Until the spell ends, the target's speed is doubled. It gains an additional +2 bonus to AC. It has advantage on dexterity saving throws. It gains additional action. It gains an additional action on each turn, so you'll get an extra pow pow type of thing.
Oh yeah.
So you'll get your pow pow and then a pow.
Oh. That's 5 if I do
action.
Don't you have 2 attacks already?
I do. So 2 attacks plus 2 if I do a flurry of blows plus the extra one.
Plus the extra attack triggers your extra attack as well. If you take the attack action, you get 2 attacks.
I was gonna say that it says that action can only be used to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. With
So you can get up to 6 on a turn now if you're popping the key points.
I think I can do 5 if I do a flurry of blows. But yes,
don't have a wild magic surge out of that, so I'm good. So yeah, he's gonna tap you, and while he's still standing behind you,
so
because that basically puts him 10 feet from her. So if anybody could watch this, and she's probably the only one that can see it, but he taps you and then immediately backs himself up, not even looking, walking backwards, immediately backs up, and it's just and that's what I can do as an action, and I don't think I have anything available at the current moment that can be a bonus, and I moved. So we're good.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Amazing.
I didn't have a surge from that. I rolled high enough to not have a surge from that.
So,
That's exciting.
Granny Nightshade has been smacked in the face out of surprise with a pole, and it really caught her off guard. She's like, like,
Huh?
I was just offering you cookies. Like, do you not?
I don't want cookies.
Why would you? Like, very, very confused. So now we'll go back to your turn.
Okay. We gotta do more math than I thought, but here we go.
Have fun.
First attack. I would like to swing my quarterstaff again.
Okay.
Does a 19. Does a 19
A
hit?
19 hits.
Heck yeah, that's gonna be 7 damage.
Okay.
My second attack does a 14 hit.
No.
That's okay. I'm gonna do my additional action via haste for let's do a kick. I'm gonna kick her.
Kick her, she's down.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20 hits.
Okay. That is gonna be 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to use a key point to do a flurry of blows.
Okay.
So we've got, oh yeah, that's going to be a 16 and a 17 to hit for those two.
The 16 just hits.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
So in total, 15 damage.
15.
Could I ask? I just want to make sure. Haste gives you the ability to use an extra action as an attack action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't the
Can't hear you.
It just as you started asking, it went
Darn it.
out.
Can't hear you.
doesn't the monk extra attack feature say whenever you take the attack action on your turn, you can make 2 attacks?
I believe that is if I use a key point.
Do you see the extra attack thing? Not the flurry of blows thing. Because I think you get 1 more.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you if I get 1 more. I just don't see that on my character sheet, but I just might need to read more. But if the DM will allow it, I will happily do 1 more.
You know what? Go ahead and do 1 more. I'm feeling
Okay.
generous.
I will fact check myself as we go.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
So that'll be 7 damage.
So in basically one turn, you've done 42 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm just swing with the quarterstaff, and then she like tucks it on her back, and then she goes bop 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 kick bop.
Haste has its best use on a fighter class.
And
Because-
Maddie never
yeah.
plays these kinds of classes, so this is very fun
So
for
this
me.
has to be really fun for you. Like, did you have a good time doing that? Like, do you feel?
I
do you
really
feel great
had a good
beating up an
time.
old lady?
Thank you for asking. Yes, I'm having fun beating up an
Okay.
old lady who uses child
Cool.
labor.
Cool. That's real fun. About the
I
time.
looked up the thing, and I think I am right about that. for what
So
it matters.
you finish up your attack there, and Granny is just like, "Oh, that's incredibly rude. I was just offering you cookies, and you come into my house and you beat me up like this." And like she's just kind
Yeah.
of catching her breath. Her key has almost come to a grinding halt at this point. It's barely
To make it
moving,
worse,
but it
to
is
make it
moving.
worse, the end from like the back corner at the bottom of the stairs, you just hear him go,
How much you pay in real estate? Cause you got 2 houses.
As she's kind of catching her breath from just being walloped on you, Sawyer hears a voice in her head
Oh no.
saying, "Oh, that was so much fun. Did you really
Yeah, you're
enjoy
welcome.
that? You know
Honestly, like, yeah.
what? I think we've hit the old lady enough. Why don't we hit the blue one?"
No. We're gonna keep hitting the old lady.
I think we, maybe like take him and throw him against the wall. That'd be fun, yeah.
Listen, the blue one let us hit that many times. So we're gonna keep him around so he can keep letting me hit stuff more. Does that sound reasonable to you?
If that's what your plan is, we'll get our blood
Okay.
eventually. It's
All right. Okay, I'm glad we can agree on something for once.
While you're having this, what
It's
seems
internal
to be
dialogue.
an internal conversation with yourself, you don't notice at first, but Granny has started mumbling some words, and she has cast a polymorph spell on you with a natural 20.
No. You know what? We've all rolled a natural 20.
We
at this
have.
point.
It's
I'll let her
Rob's
have
turn.
it.
So all of a sudden, like as she finishes mumbling these words to cast this spell, you have turned into a boggle.
See it quick. Squeeze me for oil. Is there a stat block for a boggle? Can I pull that up somewhere?
Yeah, if you do
On D&D Beyond,
Oh.
perhaps?
Nerd actually lightened the moon for once instead of darkened.
What?
Wow.
I'll send you one here. I was in the
Okay, thank
process
you.
of doing it, but
Cool. Oh, just you guys wait. I'm going to be the coolest boggle ever.
I can tell you now that if you ever do give into the ring and punch Scinn, it's gonna be him like all the classic, like the old movies when someone's coming like to get hit, so it's just going like like doing that.
Where is my Maddie chat?
The Maddie chat.
The Maddie chat.
Let me see.
Maddie chat.
There you are.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Hi. You're welcome. So yeah, you have turned into
okay.
a little boggle.
This is fine.
There's things.
I do a little bounce to Scinn. Like, look at me.
And
He's looking back at you just like
and at the same time, Granny Nightshade looks kind of terrified of you, Scinn. And she just kind of like weighs the odds, and she bolts out the front door of this tiny dollhouse.
he's gonna run over. Well, first he's gonna start running after her, then he's gonna run back and scoop up Sawyer and keep running back out. He's gonna try to get out, but if he can't, he's still the whole time gonna be screaming, just like, "Get that tiny granny!"
Boggle.
So that'll take it back to Scinn's turn.
He's running. I like to think at this point too, because of all these feathers on his face, like it's probably getting kind of tickly and itchy. So like, well, that was a low number. Okay, yeah, he sneezes, and all of these feathers just like straight everywhere. Now he probably looks like how they draw like baby birds, where they have like no feathers. That's probably what his face looks like, raw and gross looking. So he's like sticking his head out the window, holding this boggle, just like, the tiny granny's trying to escape. The tiny granny. Can I see the tiny granny?
Yeah, she has run out the front door, and is getting ready to jump off of the nightstand table that she's on.
Oh God, what do I want to do? I will.
Sawyer looks up at you, Scinn, and makes eye contact as if to say, throw me at her. Because boggles, I'm looking at the stat block, we got our boggle oil, we slippery. Maybe, and sticky, so maybe I could stop her.
Have 2 ideas. How far away from me is she roughly?
'Cause
I, as a normal-sized person, have a 30-foot speed that's probably for all of us that are tiny right now, her included, a little
Right.
shorter.
I would say, like, in doll scale, like, it would be maybe, like, 12 inches or so. So, people scale, maybe 5 to 10 feet.
Okay. Ian's gonna be looking at this Boggle Sawyer, giving him this meaningful look, and he's gonna go,
Gonna do you one better, my friend.
I'm gonna use a bonus action.
Aw.
Couldn't do this last time because it was a high enough spell level that it didn't work, but another thing I have through a Fey Touched feat is a use of Misty Step. So I'm going to Misty Step over to Granny, hopefully still holding my weird Boggle friend, that 1, we're right next to her, but 2, so that I can, like throw the Boggle closer with my action, like...
Just flying through the air.
Yeah. Slow motion is all of us just like, no.
Okay. Roll a athletics just to see how well this goes.
Gosh, I don't think I've got anything to add to
You got
athletics.
this. You got this. I'm
You
so
can do it.
confident in you.
I've got a -1 in athletics. 11.
That's not bad.
It was a 12, and I have a
You're
minus.
gonna end up stuck to her butt.
I'll make it work. I'll still
Um,
defeat her.
okay, I would say you're able to go up and you're able to throw Sawyer.
For just for the chat and all that, for anybody who hasn't played much D&D, Misty Step basically just means that I instantaneously pop what is 30 feet away, but I can teleport up to that far, so he's just gonna teleport her. So everybody who doesn't know how Misty Step works.
As you throw Sawyer, you're able to throw her without any issues, but you do miss the target.
Oh,
At least you didn't stick to her butt.
that's true.
I,
Thank you.
You probably just kind of go gliding over her shoulder.
Over.
Yeah, we are in front of her now.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm still confident.
Well,
in
wait.
us.
Are they now out of the weird bubble barrier?
They are out of the house.
So, are Giant Wick and normal Cheshire aware of the activity on the bedside table?
So you guys just saw this hag come flying out of the house, being chased by Scinn, throwing a boggle.
Wick is going to become very aware of how giant his feet are, and kind of like take a step back and try to like observe what's going on from way up high, but being like, I found the potion. You can grow bigger. I got it.
You guys just see this really small, tiny little round
Tiny
bottle
bottle.
too.
Yeah, it's like the size of a D20. Yeah. Yeah. See, it's gonna
Wick,
turn.
this is
It's
an
gonna
incredible
turn to you.
opportunity. If you've never been frustrated by your little hag captor, you do have enormous feet right now, and she is quite small.
I do not want to step on Scinn and Sawyer. That's rude. I like
Oh,
that.
no, I wouldn't do that then, but there is a grat.
I do want to step on the old lady. She is rude. I don't like her.
I can grab Sawyer. By the way, she's the boggle over there. I don't know what happened to her, but I can grab her and fly away. I think I'm
We-
seeing you in a different. I'm seeing you in a different light.
Are we still in initiative at all?
Yeah, are we?
Yes, we are. But I was gonna ask what Cheshire and Wick want to do.
I I mean, I would not mind.
Or should I
stepping-
finish this round of initiative and then bring you guys in?
I would say finish. That's just me.
Yeah, then
Yeah, 'cause it's
maybe
really
we can
just-
roll in after.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just Granny, really, right?
No,
Yeah.
I'm
no,
actually
As far as
act-
I have an
You have
action.
one. Yeah.
okay,
I have a plan.
what you got?
So, how close am
just
I to
see.
Granny now?
You have gone
I flew
flying.
over her
you
shoulder.
flew over her shoulder, and you're down on the floor now, where she's still up on the nightstand with
Oh,
Scinn.
I'm on the floor.
Well, you're like midair at this
Oh
point.
God, how far was that fall?
midair. Okay, so here's my question. Because I can excrete oil and make an
Such a
oil
fright.
puddle
Such a
that is
fright.
that is either slippery or sticky. And I was wondering if, as I'm flying through the air, I could excrete some sticky oil on Granny and stick her to the side table,
Oh, that's clever.
so she can't jump off. Because you said she was gonna jump,
True.
so I want to like stick her to the top of the.
Roll to see if
table.
you hit at disadvantage because
Okay.
you're being thrown.
Okay. So I will say, with my oil puddle action, it is a saving throw that she has to do. But is
Okay.
there a certain kind of roll to hit you'd like me to do on top of that?
Because
Because I do have
let's do
like
the-
all
we'll-
the regular stats.
we can just
for
do the saving
Boggle.
throw. That's fine.
Okay. So
Um,
it is a DC 11 strength saving throw.
a strength saving throw. Okay. She's a
Grannies, you
she's
know,
a beefy
infamous for
lady.
their strength.
All right, so that would be a 14.
Oh, dang it. Well, then she just gets covered in some oil, but she doesn't get stuck.
Ew.
So where do I land?
I would say you land maybe a foot away from the nightstand, but that is about a 3-foot drop in doll size. Would that break your polymorph when you hit?
If I
It's
I
more than
take
the hit point.
Okay.
damage, yeah. So I have 18 hit points as a boggle.
Okay.
So if
that
we want to
drop-
roll for fall damage,
What do you roll for fall? Is it a D4?
It's usually a D6 per 10 feet.
yeah.
Okay.
So
You
you
have-
said 30
you
have
feet. So
3.
It's a 3-foot tall nightstand.
oh, it's 3 foot tall.
Yep. 30 foot.
Okay,
Big tall
well,
nightstand.
We could just do 1d6, but that's not going to knock me out of it, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. I take
Polymorph
4 of
works,
my boggle damage.
Perfect. I will-
Polymorph kind of works like when druids do like a wild shape where they don't
Yeah.
revert unless they want to. If it's something they cast on themselves, in this case, she can't do it. But
Gotcha.
Or
they
if
revert
Granny
when-
loses concentration.
yeah, if she gets hit and loses concentration, then that's another. But they usually don't pop out until they've reached the negative of that HP.
Okay.
So, like if I hit her with a spell and she doesn't make her concentration check,
Yes.
then she'll lose concentration on it.
So now that I'm on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
boggles have a bonus action they can do,
Oh,
guys.
snap.
I can create an invisible and immobile rift within an opening or frame, and I can see within it. So Sawyer's just going to be really frustrated that she landed on the ground and accidentally opened up this rift that makes it so she can see back up at the level of where the table is, but she can't do anything. It's just like a little window. And she's like,
just being upset. Upsetty spaghetti.
yeah. And also,
Um,
fun fact for the chat, we have uncanny smell. Boggles can have advantage on perception checks.
Oh.
But that's it. That's all I can do.
Oh, okay then.
So
I smell
as we
ruby.
come back to Granny's turn, she's been fleeing her home from home intruders, and she runs out and she kind of jumps off of this nightstand, but in midair of her jump, she pops out to normal sized Granny Nightshade. And she just kind of lets out this little cackle and looks at Cheshire and says, "Oh, dearie, you have to help me. You have to help me. I'm being attacked in my own home. Please."
Pitch from behind. Hey, come on!
Am I
that is-
still
that is
like
a
a marble
problem.
size?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Gotta figure out how to get bigger.
Yep, on me.
What was that, Cheshire?
That's quite a problem. Funny story. We've been talking to that you have here that don't really want to be here, and have formed the opinion that you're not a terribly nice person. Sorry about that.
You're here to attack me too? You're not going to help a sweet old lady like myself?
Oh,
Does Wick hear this?
Yeah.
About the attacking. I don't know about the attacking, but definitely not the helping.
Can I wait? Is Wick still like huge? Can I pick her up and just like smash her?
Wick is huge, but I would say you have to wait until we roll you into initiative.
Okay.
Oh
I
yeah,
have an
roll
idea.
those initiatives, baby.
Well,
What does Wick want to say?
So this, sorry in advance, everyone. One of the Cancun things is they have a mimicry ability, which is why Wick mimics every sound that he hears. So he's actually just gonna look at the granny and make the screech that creepy baby made.
I love it.
Oh,
Amazing.
No.
But
Oh
just
my
like
god, I love this
giant
bird
Wick.
boy. That's terrifying. You're huge.
And so she's going to look terrified at that as well. Let's see, what other fun things can she do?
I'm gonna smash.
Wick smash! So she is gonna become frustrated. Her key is now come to a complete stop with her quick little conversation with Cheshire, which means she kind of goes on a attack frenzy.
Oh.
So she's going to, as she's just getting frustrated and getting angry, she's almost just seeing red. She's gonna just take a hand and like swipe it at Cheshire, being the last person that she talked to. Just very angry. And she's got these really like dirty, crunchy old lady like claw talon things that she just kind of swipes at you with.
Cut your nails, lady.
Yay.
God.
Does an 18 hit?
Sure does.
Okay. Okay. Gotta do math, guys. Sorry. Give me a second.
Goddamn math.
Understandable.
I know,
can't
right?
believe I've been tricked into doing math when I want to play.
I know, right? Aren't you on summer vacation? Like.
I am. I don't have to teach kids math for like 3 more weeks.
That'll be 26 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
Poison damage, if that matters.
Oh, you're so tired.
Okay, I got it. I used my temps first, but I'm there.
Okay. And she's going to, with her second attack, knowing where Sawyer is, do a kind of like a stomp attack with her
Oh, no.
with her old lady loafers.
Don't step on me. I'm a marble.
With her bunions.
Yeah, the bunions are coming for you.
Oh,
What?
I'm gonna make another oil puddle. Just you wait.
How sweet.
That would be a
Oh. Vex, you make it feel okay to be a boggle.
Oh.
I'm gonna assume this hits, but 17 plus 7.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
That might hit.
I was trying. Yeah, I think that hits.
I was just assuming.
I paused for a minute and I was like, maybe haste still helps me, but no. It's just a +2 to my 15.
So.
Oh wait, it's even different now that I'm a boggle. They have an even worse armor class. Yeah, you hit.
Okay. It's 12.
You'll pop out.
Oh yeah.
13
Give me-
points of damage.
Oh my god, I have 1 hit point as a boggle. This is the worst. I'm gonna make an oil puddle so sticky that she's never gonna get out of it.
Be a
Just you
tiny
wait.
one.
So now
Trap her there, I'll step on her.
her with that stomp, like almost as soon as it makes contact, her key starts to turn again just a little bit. And she shrinks back down to doll size and runs under the bed.
Oh, I see.
If she's leaving my zone, I can swat her, yeah?
If you want to swat her as she's shrinking down, go for it.
Yeah, I just want to swat her, she gives me 6 points of damage! It's really hard to roll on a notebook and a tilted seat. Hang on.
Hey, you found that rain I was telling you about.
I did. I'm going to use that inspiration somebody so kindly bought me. There we go. That'll be an 18.
An 18 definitely hits.
Good numbers. So we got 9 points of slashing damage plus 9 more points of fire damage.
Okay, let me get back to my calculator.
Big calculators.
I know, right? The numbers are too big. Okay.
Thank you. I feel a lot less bad about hurting you now that you did that to me.
Like as she's kind of shrinking down and you've dealt this damage, like she looks at you with just kind of like this crazed look in her eye, and she took note of that. Almost seemingly forgetting.
I have rarely felt worse.
It almost seems like she has completely forgotten about Sawyer.
I wonder what she's got hidden under the bed. With
Do I pop back into Sawyer form? Did she lose her concentration?
Yeah, you know, maybe.
Sawyer's
Is
like,
is it still tiny Sawyer? Or is
Yeah,
it
it's
Sawyer?
teeny tiny?
It's tiny Sawyer.
Barbie doll size Sawyer poofs out, and she like wipes off some oil on her hands. I'm gonna punch him so hard. I'm gonna punch him so good.
So if
Give a 1 for me.
if the two of
Ow.
you want to join the initiative, go ahead and roll in.
Okie dokie.
Ha!
17.
8.
Oh,
Okay. So that will, like, as Granny has shrunk down, just took that hit and almost made an enemy with Cheshire. She sees Sawyer down here and says, "Oh, hello, dearie. Like, would you like some cookies?"
Let me stomp on her.
Me? You
Yeah.
offer me cookies?
Yeah, I have some cookies downstairs in the kitchen. Would you like to help me?
Can you help me up first? Because I fell down.
My back's not so good, but I can get some help up here if you need some help.
No, I just want your help.
I am sorry, dearie.
Okay.
I just
Well,
can't.
if you're willing to wait, I'll
you know
share.
what?
I'll share with you
You
something.
Stay here and rest. I'll go down and I'll
No.
get some cookies.
No. You stay. I
The
I
battle
want
of
to
the
repay you
politeness.
for this kindness that you've offered me.
Well, absolutely. I like to take care of my house guests.
Yes, I'm so honored, really. Is it Sawyer's turn?
It is Cian's turn.
Okay. I
Um,
was so ready.
What do I want to do?
At this point, Cian has seen Granny run under the bed and lost sight.
so I'm trying to see if there's something. Okay, this spell does not say I need to see the creature. It just says within range, and it's got 120-foot range. So it's gonna hit. This well, if I roll it correctly. Make a ranged spell attack. Okay, so I have to roll. I'm gonna do a chaos bolt, and to see what type of damage I am doing before I get to
Chef's
that.
kiss.
Just hear a high pitch from the other side of the room. Sawyer, duck! Like, is going to
Quack,
be
quack.
fire. It is going to be fire damage.
Okay.
And let's see. Actually, Lexi, stop licking your sassy leg. Do you want to roll this for all the viewers?
Ooh.
Oh, get it, Vexy, get it.
Lexi, I'm sorry that set cocked, so we can't use it because it
Oh.
landed on a bottle.
Oh.
It's not as good as it could be, but
Oh wait, I have a re-roll because I did the.
You did.
I never remember.
Yeah.
I never remember to use my re-roll. Oh, that's much better. That is. God, I forgot I have a +6 to that. That's a 19 to hit.
Oh, amazing.
A 19
Oh, I love
hits.
my best friend Cian.
Let me mark that I've cast that, and then also let me just quickly see. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'll deal with that in a minute. That was a great roll that went straight to a 2.
Oh.
Anyway, the damage is going to be a 6 and a 2, so that is 9 points of fire damage, and you can continue to the next person. He's gonna start moving closer, like he's gonna move as far as he can in this tiny form, and because he can fly, he's just going straight through the air towards the bed.
Okay.
Let me see what happens first. You can continue though to somebody else. If
All
you would
right,
like. So I'm gonna
Sawyer,
pull up
you
my
are up.
sheet.
Okay. I am going to use half of my movement to stand up, and then she's close enough to offer me help and cookies. Is she close enough for me to hit her too?
You'd have to walk over to her, but yeah.
Okay, I walk over
Run up to her and hit her in the back of the head.
Do I still have haste?
Sorry, I just got a really good option of the Wild Magic table. Maximum damage of the next damage spell you cast within the next minute.
Ty, do you still have concentration on haste on me?
Yeah, what I just did was not a concentration.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit her so many times again. So I'm just gonna roll all of the attacks at once, if that's cool with you, to try and
Yep.
speed it up a
Yep,
little bit.
absolutely.
So I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time, all of the attacks plus the flurry of blows.
Deal.
Okay. Oh, I got a nat 20 for one of them.
Okay.
So we'll make a note of that crit. I got
These dice are
22.
loaded tonight.
Well, I got one nat 1 as well, so that one's going in dice jail. But the rest of them all are I rolled above a 12 and I add 6. So all the rest of them hit. So it's 5
Okay.
attack.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then for the crit. Ha ha ha. 17.
Everything
37
gets-
damage.
37.
Yes,
That
sir.
doesn't seem right. Give me a second to add this in here.
It was a D8 for my quarterstaff, and the rest were D6s for my hands.
For the
Plus you did
hands.
You did a crit too.
And
so-
I did a
yeah.
crit. That's probably the extra bit.
I was just giving you
My
a hard
crit
time.
was a
I believe you.
6 too. I mean, if you want me to roll
Realizing
more,
as the
just
light
let
is
me
fading,
know.
it's
I'll let you
getting
know.
darker,
I'm
that
happy
being
to
under
roll
the
additional
light from my
ones.
tablet's making me look real.
Okay. So Granny's looking a little worse for wear. And when you connected with those hits, you notice that her key has come to a halt again. And she does not
I look at her.
look happy.
I look at her and I give like a little nod and I say, "So where are those cookies now, old lady?"
And she's like, "You want cookies?" And she like
Yeah, give me
sticks
the
her hand out and
cookies.
goes. And the fastest you have ever seen a granny move that just talked about how her back wasn't great is going to go into like this enraged attack on you. It's just going to be a battle of like the ninjas downstairs.
Let's go.
That is a 19.
That that hits.
Okay. Got a math.
Oh, the math.
She rolls too many dice.
Me too.
I know, right?
Wow. Wow.
That will be 30 points of poison damage.
Ooh, okay. So I do have some temporary hit points, so that helps some. And I take the what kind of damage is it? Poison.
It's poison.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so I take the hit and I like roll my shoulders back and I'm like, "Is that all you got, old lady? Let's go!
And with that,
I'm in my element."
she is like, as she's like whips out this nasty old lady claw, it kind of like grabs you, but for her second attack, she's gonna fling you out of underneath the bed.
Ooh,
Like just send you flying.
Okay.
That is another 19.
Oh,
I
that yeah.
cannot
She
roll
got
another
me.
20
She
to
got
save
me.
me. So let's see. That will be 6 points of damage as you come sliding at the at
Yeah,
the
I do a
feet of-
cool like 3-point slide back, like shh.
And as that happens, she is going to run deeper into under the bed where it's darker, and you have lost sight of her.
I'm still coming for you, Granny. Just you wait. Sawyer's on your tail. And that's yeah.
And that will bring us to Wick.
Do it.
Alright. So I'm imagining Wick like saw her dash underneath the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna just in giant form fling the bed. Just
Let's go.
Which way are you flinging the bed?
whichever way is not like where there's no one that I'm
So
going to.
towards the stairs, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
Throw
you're
the
able
bed.
to you're able to fling it without any issue being as large as you are.
Oh, there's advantages to being really big. I like this. Can I stomp on her?
You can try.
I really want to stomp on this. I'm so big, it just feels right.
Get her.
Go for it.
Hit it.
I'm gonna get stabbed in my little birdie foot.
No.
It's gonna suck. Do you just want me to roll like straight attack?
Yeah. Just see if you hit, and we'll play it out from there. And we'll count it as like
Okie dokie.
a melee attack. But being as big as you are and as small as she is, will double the damage.
Does an 11 hit?
11 does not hit. As you're bringing this foot down, it's almost like Granny saw it coming. And
Of course she did.
She I know she saw this giant foot. No, it's almost like she predicted your attack that was coming.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's had me locked up since Wick was like, what, 5? Of course, Wick is the one who's the angriest.
As Wick should be.
So yeah, you miss, and as your foot comes down, you have shrunk back to normal size.
Ah, boo!
You're still bigger than her. You're still bigger than her.
I am still bigger than her.
Yeah, what else you got?
Okay, the other thing I really want to do is I want to pick her up, and I kind of want to, like, Hulk smash Loki her.
Okay. I did forget to mention this in the last one, but go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
Oh.
Killing me. I mean, strength-based stuff is not my friend anyway, so. That is a 19.
Ooh.
As disadvantage?
No, sorry.
I was like, oh. That's
Roll another
scary.
19.
I got
Roll
so
another
mad.
19.
That is definitely not another 19.
Oh no.
That's really bad. That's a 2.
Oh no, that's the opposite.
That is the total opposite.
It is. With your as you reach, you grab a hold of her, and she kind of like slips through the feathers of your hand. Oh, we lost a Rob.
We lost. Oh, there he is.
The Rob is back.
Okay.
Almost back.
Oh, I was Wick for a second on stream.
And with that, as
I didn't see who I popped to.
as
stayed
Granny
in my
slips
frame.
through those feathery fingers, that will bring us to Cheshire's turn.
Oh, he frozen. Okay, there we go. It's fixed.
Are you guys able to hear me at all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all are coming through a little robotic. If I can see Granny, I want to cast Heat Metal on the key in her back.
Okay.
Ooh.
What does this look like? Do you have to roll for that?
No. So this is one of those weird spells where something just works. She's going to take 2d8 fire damage.
Okay.
And then she needs to make a Constitution saving throw. And if she fails, she has to take the key off. And if she succeeds, she can choose whether or not to take the key off.
Okay. That is a 21.
Oh god.
Okay. So
Wow.
she can decide whether or not she wants to keep the key in and keep taking fire damage every turn, or whether she wants.
Well, she cannot remove the key, so it is stuck there.
Cool, y'all are coming through a little clearer. So she's going to take 11 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And that's going to keep happening as long as I get to keep thinking about this spell.
Okay.
So Cheshire, now that he is also concentrating on the spell like Scinn, is going to back away. He's going to head towards the door where that bed was flung. And he's just going to hop up onto a bedpost as it's sitting there overturned. And is going to just let the fire damage tick by and let Wick get his revenge and just have a grand old time.
Okay.
Stab this lady in the neck. Right in the jugular.
How is Granny looking?
She's looking a little worse for wear.
She has
Just a little?
white hot key in her back.
Okay.
A hot key that has come to a complete halt as well.
Great. Cool.
But yeah, let's go to CN.
Okay, well, with what I rolled last time, Cian's gonna fly over, up on the ground with like some distance. Like it's probably only about 2 feet, but he's got some distance, being tiny. And I'm gonna drop level 2 Witch Bolt, which means if I hit, I just immediately get 4 points of damage on her. So
Okay.
Get it.
Cast that I'm marked that I'm casting it. Okay. Plus
You guys just like to beat up old ladies, don't you?
That's
just-
What
nasty
did
old
they
lady.
ever
Hey, but,
do?
like, Wick has a reason.
Child labor. That's exactly what she
She
did.
put
Actually,
a roof
she
over their head
has
and
a work-
feeds them.
a sweatshop.
Okay.
And shackles them when they
Okay,
try to
I did not
leave.
have a wild magic surge, and I rolled a 17 to hit.
A
So
17 hits.
right, so she just immediately gets hit with 24 points of lightning damage. Next round I will roll it, but now that she's been hit with a lightning bolt, I can use my action to keep popping it, like hitting damage on it. I don't have to keep re-rolling to hit, so I've got that on her. And
Did
Cian's... Go ahead.
Did you, I remember your last wild surge gave you the extra damage.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
list?
It's just that you roll maximum damage, and it's
Oh,
2d12.
that's right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That's
So-
why it just becomes 24. But Cian's gonna with a bonus action. It's not even really a bonus action, but it's just him going,
I'm sorry, Sawyer. I gotta hurt her.
It's
this is
okay.
a-
Do it.
Bolt is a concentration spell too, so haste drops. But
As Granny takes this lightning damage, she kind of pops out of her tiny self and has come to be a full-size Granny again. And that will take us to Sawyer's turn.
She may be tall now, but I'm still gonna go after her.
Go for the ankles. Go
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
gonna-
ankles, Sawyer.
Gonna go right there at the ankle, just in. Yeah, I'll
Sawyer
with my
hears this
haste, with my
voice.
hastened speed. I'm sure wherever she is in the room, with 80 feet of movement, I can get to her. Right?
well, you'll go back to your normal because in casting Witch Bolt concentration.
That's right.
If
That's
did-
fine. That's
But
cool.
you still
I reach
have
her
a
with
lot of
40?
movement.
Yeah.
Should if she didn't move.
Well, she's like on the far... She did run. She ran to the further side of the bed out of sight of Sawyer.
Right.
And then the bed got flung. So she did progress further.
But not
Um,
40. The bed wasn't 40 feet wide. So.
I mean, but in doll size. You know, we're playing on two different scales here. But
I guess.
no, I'm gonna give it to you. Partially because your ring has started talking to you again, saying, "You know what? There's nothing more that I like punching grandmas.
Yeah. This one in particular. Let's get her.
Get it."
This is the one time we're gonna get along real well, ring guy. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna full bore run at this lady's ankle, and I'm gonna like punch, kick.
All right, roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
Mainly because the ring may or may not be.
Angie.
The first one
Participating.
is a 22 to hit, even with disadvantage.
A 22 hits. With disadvantage, that hits? What?
16 plus 6. Okay, this next one is a 13. That doesn't hit.
Nope.
Ooh. I got a nat 20, but nope. That one doesn't hit with disadvantage. But this last one hits with a dirty 20. So we got 2 of those in there.
Sorry, I have to take a screenshot
No.
real quick. Save that for later.
Ominous. Okay. So one of these is a 1. Oh, I'm on my losing streak. That's okay. That is going to be 10 damage in total.
Okay,
See,
so
Her bless.
what does this
Upper
look like
bless.
with you being a little ankle biter?
Oh yeah, straight up just I run around to where the little bump of the ankle is, and that is my target. And it takes me a second. I miss a couple times because you got to get the angle just right. So I miss, and then I swing around to do a kick and I get her, and then I come back around and that final punch gets at her too.
And like you can almost see like the bone itself gives out, and she comes just
Ew.
crashing to the ground.
All right,
It's a cricket affair.
Wick, she's all yours. She's all yours. That's all I can really do right now, unless I do a lot more key points, and I want to save some. So it's all yours, baby.
Vex
Let's
is here
go.
to bless your dice because you
Vexy.
rolled low, so she's here to bless.
Thanks, Queen.
Aw,
Can you get
thank
these?
you.
Oh yeah, so blessed.
So, Granny is now laying on the floor, what appears to be lifeless.
Oh my God.
So we
I
are
don't
out. We
believe
are
it.
out of initiative.
I killed her in the ankle.
Wick stabs her in the neck just to be sure.
Yeah, Wick. Let's go.
Go for it, Wick.
Yeah, when you
Okay.
attacked her, she had 4 health left.
So,
Oops.
because I am a Way of the Long Death monk, if I reduce a creature to 0 hit points, I get 7 temporary hit points. So I'm gonna go ahead and give myself that 7.
Okay. All right. So, Granny Nightshade is dead on the floor, now bleeding what looks to be like a moldy,
Ooh.
disgusting, like creamy paint blood almost. Like, yeah.
Teeny tiny Sawyer kind of like steps back and puts her hands on her hips and is kind of like, I wasn't expecting that, but all
I
right.
lost him
Oh.
again.
We lost
There
a
goes
Rob.
Cheshire.
See what happens. Cien's gonna fly over. Teeny tiny Cien's gonna fly over and be like,
You tell her, Wick. You tell her.
and he's gonna pull out his own tiny little dagger that's like a toothpick right now. It's just gonna start like into the body with Wick.
We're just taking turns stabbing her.
Okay, so with Cheshire gone, Scinn is just Ty's arm. I am all of Wick, and I am also most
Oh,
of
I'm the
Sawyer.
dungeon master.
You're the dungeon master now.
Well,
And Rob is in the corner of Cheshire's box.
This is.
Side do I need to move to?
I know, right?
You're almost on
Almost.
screen like that.
Um,
Not
I mean, either way,
lean
there
towards
is
the door side of your box.
there's a Rob
Door side.
in
Yeah.
Cheshire's block, so we're good.
There is technically a Rob still.
But I mean, this is the best time as any to have a
Oh, this
mid-show
guy.
break, so that
Oh,
we
that's
Yeah.
can so that we can try and get Rob back and go to the bathroom and get drinks. So,
Yes.
guys, bear with us just a few minutes. We're gonna get up. We're gonna do all those things, do some troubleshooting while Rob is gone. But we have a commercial break for Monday night's campaign. Highly recommend it. We also have an art reel. There needs to be some updated art. But if you guys want to contribute all of the things, we highly recommend it. Tag one of us in it. We'll see it immediately because we're nerds and we really like that kind of stuff. And
Yes.
what is the topic of conversation, Maddie?
Besides fighting a monster and defeating it by the ankle, what is your favorite like killing move that you've done in a game?
Ooh.
What's your favorite? How do you want to do this moment?
What
Yes,
is your
your
how do you want
favorite-
to do this?
How do you want to do this?
So guys, we'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll be back to see where this story goes. So bear with us just a bit.
Ooh.
It's us.
We're back. That's for
We
sure.
are back.
Are we back? Testing. Are we back?
Are we?
Oh,
Are
oh,
we
hey
really?
guys. Are we
Hi.
back?
Are we
Can anybody confirm?
We are back.
What's going on, guys? How do you want to do this? Did we get in chat? I know that there was a nice recap of Sawyer's ankle biting
yeah.
kill.
I appreciate that Snoo brought out the tiny barbarian fairy that she played.
Fairy barbarian.
Yep.
Adorable.
A farbarian.
10 out of 10.
Good old Linda.
Let's see. Get up on the Hydra's back. Ooh. Hercules defeated the Hydra.
That's a Kingdom Hearts reference there.
I'm just catching up. I never actively read the chat. I should.
You're horrible.
I am.
You're
I'm a terrible
a busy
person.
guy. You're busy
Everyone
being the
in
DM.
chat, just be like, Rog is better, and I'll understand.
No, you're DM tonight.
You're doing so good. Don't even.
I wasn't even talking about that. I was just saying, I don't talk in chat.
Everyone, hype up Rob and his Witchlight DMing in the chat. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah.
Because he's doing so good.
Well,
We've been having so much fun.
We are halfway through the book now, so we can officially say that. But yeah, let's
see. Nerd says that he likes the Rob with the beard more. So
the Rob with the beard is pretty
there you
cool,
go.
I have to say.
Yeah.
So bearded Rob is
Promise
best Rob.
everybody who just saw the tent move, I didn't just dump Vex out of it. She just had crumbs in it. She's right. She's right here.
I was gonna say I
out.
want proof.
Everybody just
Where
watch
is
this
she?
tent just go and shake over the trash can.
We
Dab
stand a
says-
rifle stud.
we stand a rifle stud.
Hello, Dad.
So true.
How are you, Dabs? How are you, nerd? Okay, let's jump back into it. You guys have just killed a poor little old lady in her house.
She was not poor.
She is not a poor
May have
little
been
old
litter.
lady.
From my point of
I
view,
don't
she was
feel
a
bad.
little old lady that had back
I do not
problems.
feel bad.
Okay.
There were too many children's
She had back
sweatshops.
problems. She had a key causing a kink in it. You know, like that's just a her problem.
Well,
true.
you know.
She could have had that fixed.
It's not her fault that she can't afford a chiropractor. She's got all these kids' mouths. to feed.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure that's why.
These crazy elective cosmetic surgeries just very overrated.
Wick-
Sawyer and Scinn are still tiny, right?
They are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wick's going to hand the now normal size jar, because he's no longer gigantic,
Yep.
to Sawyer and just be like, Sawyer, just use it a little bit. This is what made me really big.
I like reach my little tiny hand in and I like get some out and I taste it.
Yeah.
And
As you're finishing, Cian comes up from behind you and just grabs your hand and just.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
oh, gross.
We're close, we're friends, this is fine. I trust you.
With that, you both pop back up to normal size.
Oh, it feels good to be big again.
Am I my usual short self?
Yeah, you're your normal.
Okay, because something about him popping into regular, like, adult human size would be really funny.
Oh, Cian, we can look at each other like normal again.
I know, my neck muscles are so happy.
It's good to see you. Oh, and there goes
right.
Cheshire.
Oh,
That
am
is
I
he's
feeding him
like-
again?
He's back and forth and all over. I'm sure it's been quite a challenge to fight a hag. So he
Yeah,
can-
he did good though with the spell.
Yeah,
So, like, it's fine.
yeah.
It's fine.
Guys, let me
Yeah,
ask
so,
you
like,
this:
take your rest, Cheshire.
Should
Yeah.
with him traveling, and I know we all have a lot of things to do. Should we call it early?
That's up to you guys. I leave very early.
Yeah, and
Why don't
I do
why
still
don't
have
we,
to pack. So
Yeah. So why don't we
Why don't we do like
spend
a
some
little...
time looting the room
okay.
and take our time looking at stuff, and then we can wrap it up. I feel like this is a good
Yeah, it's kind of a
note
good
to end on.
Yeah, for sure. I
And with the
don't think
technical
he'll be
difficulties,
super happy
yeah.
for ending early, but yeah, well,
I think it's a good idea.
it is. He just messaged me and said resize the windows. I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Yes. We'll just like shove ourselves in. Like it'll be fine.
Yeah, I can wedge myself over here and be kind of in my window.
You
But,
know, I can't do any of that.
Hey, Nerd says if you're wrapping it up, I know a great channel to raid.
That's cool. I don't have any control over being able to raid. That's a Rob
Oh, does Rob?
That
have
is a
to-
Rob
thing.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think can't moderators do it? I'm not sure if I can do it.
Maybe.
If they're set, if it's set up in the settings, for moderators to be able
they
to do
probably
it.
haven't done that.
Yeah, I just found that out with my Twitch channel. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
what? My mods
As-
can't raid for me?
As much as
Wow.
I don't want to end early, I think it's probably the
I think
better
it is for
solution,
the
because it's going to
best,
take me forever to
everyone's.
resize windows and everything. So
Yeah. You
We'll
know,
just-
it wouldn't
we'll
be
just do it a
Witchlight
little wonk.
Wednesday without some tech issues.
I know,
right?
right?
No, we'll just do it a little wonk just to wrap up here, and then
Yeah.
Right.
fine.
that works.
Yeah, we
So
can see
you-
everybody's faces still.
That
I've got an
works.
extra window for Wick. I can go like this, and it can be Wick.
Yeah.
It can
I'm
be.
gonna be the DM now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys are looking around for loot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say one of you finds a pair of embroidered velvet slippers,
Ooh.
valued at roughly 15 gold pieces.
I don't have.
One of you finds a false eye made of solid gold, roughly 25 gold
snap.
pieces.
Oh, I won't. Oh, that's cool.
And
Take it.
another person finds a cracked hand mirror with a gaudy, bejeweled handle and a frame, roughly 65 gold pieces.
Mm.
Can we do a once over of like her pockets and everything
Yeah.
as well? Is there
Yeah.
anything in particular on her?
So she
Yeah,
has
like,
a key
Cian was
ring.
gonna be like, Dan was gonna be like,
Come on, Wick, this is your time to shine.
Yeah, go, Wick,
You
go.
get to loot her body.
Cracks.
See
his-
what you can get out of that little friend.
Yeah.
warms up his little hand.
Cien flies
Okay.
up behind you and starts rubbing your shoulders like,
You got this, champ.
Yeah. just keep breathing.
Just
Deep
goes
breaths.
in and starts like pulling whatever happens to like anything that comes off. He's pulling it off.
So,
Werther's.
The little strawberry candy. Yeah.
you pull out. There's some lint and some like just small like gold pieces and silver, just some pocket change essentially. That you find a ring of keys in there. That it has 2 or 3 keys on it. Some of them look like they may match the one that you had, but they're not labeled or anything. It's just a kind of brassy look.
He attaches it to his like little string of shiny things.
There's a like a crumpled up piece of paper that started to look like it was a letter to one of the sisters, but never finished.
Oh, can we read it?
Yeah,
Is it
Oh,
we-
yeah.
legible?
What's it say?
You see, it says, "Sister, I don't have Eladon's horn," and that's where it ends.
We don't either.
Not anymore.
And then that is all that you find in there.
You want another
Okay.
cookie?
Can I try to pull the wind-up key out of her back?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a strength check. There was a
Okay.
thing for this because I knew
Ooh.
you guys were gonna be sick.
As weird as it is, Wick,
You gotta
wants-
be
I'm,
cookie.
he's gonna
This
cut
is
open
good.
the mattress.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Can you show
I rolled a
everybody the
19
cookie?
on my strength.
A 19.
Oh, look at her cookie.
Or giant ass cookie? Yeah. Oh, my sound has been picking up everything as a keyboard message, which means I've got like a paragraph that was going to try to send on.
So with that 19, you're not able to pull the key out. It's it's firmly stuck.
Cien is going to go touch the mold again, like roll his body over top of the mold again and go inside the house to start looking for things and investigating and just generally peeking through.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, like you guys watch Cien fly over to this house fully normal size now, and he's like hovering in front of it for a second, and he goes, "Hey," and just like slaps his little body on top of the mold.
Okay.
Those like mold angels.
Yeah.
So yeah, you shrink down and you go inside, and the door closes behind you, and we don't hear anything else from Cien.
He's on the hunt.
On the hunt.
He's on the prowl for something.
Wick has this heavy feeling kind of hanging from his neck that almost gives like the feeling that something is watching them. Can't tell what it is, where it's coming from, but it's almost like the Eye of Sauron, like that when Frodo is just like, I don't like this. And yeah, that is where we will stop.
No. Oh no.
I just have to call out before we fully stop that Death by Snoo Snoo gave a great idea that I see Misfit has seen of, can there please be a one-off game where the characters are all arm puppets?
Oh my god,
Ready.
yes. I'm ready to
Ready.
embrace my Muppet side.
Does Sock
I
Rob need to
love
come
it.
back?
Am I a man?
Yeah,
or
we
am
can
I a
have Stock
Muppet?
Rob as our we can have Stock Rob as our DM.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
Oh, that's brilliant.
that would be funny. If anything, we can at least record like a YouTube like ad for the
That would be so funny.
for the channel. We can have that be in the ad reel.
Oh, I love that. That has to happen now. And we'll do a little like credit at the bottom. Thank you, Death by Susan.
But
I need to just buy a Barbie doll and put like a blue wig on it because it's the right size and just hold it.
Just wiggle it around.
for
Yeah.
Lucinda.
Yeah.
Guys, we are not in our actual frames, but we do all love you all very much.
We
Sorry
do.
for the chaos. We were going to be playing quite a while, but Rob is currently in the middle of Illinois where there is probably no
Nothing.
streetlights. So
Yeah.
he unfortunately is having technical difficulties with reception because Illinois doesn't like to have reception anywhere. So
How dare you want to have good service?
I know,
What?
right? He is on his way to Chicago for C2E2, which I will be there as well as Tyler, and we will be causing all kinds of chaos there at apparently multiple of the Misty Mountain booths. I didn't realize there was more than one, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you
I think we've got 6.
6?
6.
That's insane.
I thought
You got to
Rob
go to
said
all of them to
3.
see everybody.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I'm gonna be. I was told that I have 2 meet and greet spots. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Come by.
And I can't be there, so you guys have to go bug Rob for me.
Yeah, you gotta do it on for me too.
There's a unofficial race to see who gives me the first high five each day.
It's gonna be me. It's I get in before the dealer's room opens. It's gonna be
you're stuck at the booth. You have to find me. Tyler gets disadvantage on high five checks.
You are probably gonna be having your meet and greets at the main table, and that's likely where I'm gonna be selling. So
I can't escape her, guys. Help me.
So someone has to find you beforehand to give you the high five before time.
There's a good chance that I'll be wearing my my hat with the yellow bill. If you see me come, be like, hey, is that Rob? And be like, no, it's not. Run. But yeah, we'll be there selling dice, selling click clack math rocks, and all the other fun items. We
really
come
cool
by,
journals,
say
pretty,
hello.
leather bags and stuff, lots of minis.
You get bonus points if you can get a selfie with me, Ty, and Rob all in the same picture.
Good luck.
But, you know, the 2 Robs have never been in the same place at the same time. So
It's true.
It's a legendary picture if you can make it happen.
It's like an anomaly.
Basically,
if you can get it.
the world might blow up. I don't know.
No.
But
this is the cliffhanger we're leaving
is
you
the
on.
cliffhanger
if the world
we're
blows
ending.
up.
Guys, we love you all so much. We appreciate everything you do, coming in every week, saying hello, supporting the stream. Unfortunately, we are ending early. Tune in Friday for the community stream.
Yeah, here. Check out. I made a little like tunic vest. Don't look at the inside. I didn't line it all the way, but
tunic vest. But yeah,
to wear on Friday.
Is that the game that everybody, like, the drawings were done for? The viewer drawings? Okay.
So we've got some
viewer
really
chat.
awesome community members that are going to be joining us. And without giving too much away, I think we might be going down into the depths of a crypt or something.
Ooh, sounds spoopy.
I'm excited.
It's almost spoopy time, so
It is. Get ready for some spooky, fighting some monsters, looking for traps, all the good stuff.
again, guys, we love you. Have a great night, and we'll see you Friday.
Bye, friends. See you then.
Good night. You actually look at the camera?